Okay, so I think that the story I'd like to share is about the Pedagogical Accessibility Liaisons group that was put together kind of in response to a bunch of the academic folks coming to the WAPL group and finding that there were lots of good things being discussed, but we also wanted to discuss more on how does this play out in an academic setting, so in the classroom. And so Kate Sonka and Jeremy Van Hoff and I had started meeting to discuss like broader implications of the things that were being discussed in the classroom. I think from that we've had lots of great discussions, but most recently Kate invited a couple people from RCPD to come and to talk to the group about their experiences. And we just finished our first kind of session, and it was interesting because we didn't have an agenda. It was basically a free-for-all of bombarding them with questions and then them responding with a bunch of questions about how does this play out actually in the classroom and what is the experience of RCPD advisors with students and faculty. And I think it was really energizing on all people's fronts because we've been steeped in trying to do accessibility remediations, and we've talked to people with disabilities and to people who represent them, but it's been so long since we've had those interactions that it was really an interesting realignment time. One of the things that we've been wrestling with recently is how do we think about mental disabilities, and even the language that we used in order to describe it was not quite right, or how RCPD views it. It was just an incredible experience and I think very energizing on everyone's front, because I think for them it was nice to see that the academic institution part was interested in what they've been, like in their mission. And for us it was eye-opening on finding out more stories about psychiatric disabilities. We had been calling it other things. And so finding out how they think about those issues, or how visual impairments actually plays out differently than psychiatric ones. I think the moral of the story is actually finding ways of connecting the audience that you're trying to serve with the people who are trying to create the proper environment, because I think you're sometimes surprised at the discussions and the revelations that come out of that.